Good morning, ma'am. My name is P. Banushree. My nominal roll is 229518 3311. I'm from CSIT A section. My topic is direct resource hijacking in on Android. Introduction to direct resource hijacking. Direct resource hijacking refers to unauthorized access to systems resources in Android devices. It can lead to various security vulnerabilities and data breaches. Understanding this threat is crucial for enhancing Android application security. So, hijacking is nothing but the unauthorized access for our system, which is entering to our without access, it is entering to our systems. And overview of network security. Network security encompasses measures to protect data during transfer across networks. It involves safeguarding against threats like unauthorized access, data encryption, and attacks. Effective network security is vital for maintaining the integrity of Android application. So it involves the safeguarding against the threats and the unauthorized access which is entering into our software resources, and it will interrupt the our software and will attack our software by taking all the access from us. And the effective network security is vital for maintaining the integrity, like the safety for the Android applications. Understanding web security. Web security focus on protecting web application from threats and vulnerabilities. This web security will protect our software by the threats and the unauthorized access which is accessing to our software, and the vulnerabilities. It involves the implementation of security protocol. So it involves the security protocols for unauthorized access or any threats for our software device or our software resources, and it will make the best practices to mitigate the risk. So it will the web security will mitigate the risk. So it will reduce the risk of entering the threats or unauthorized access to our software system. Secure web applications are essential for safe user interactions on Android devices. So, by these secure web applications is safe for interactions through the Android devices. Android architecture overview. Android architecture consists of several layers, including the Linux kernel and the application framework. So, it in the Android architecture will involve the Linux kernel and the application framework. Each layer interacts with the system resources. So the each layer in the Android architecture will involve with the system resource and make it a target for resource hijacking. Understanding this architecture is key to identify the vulnerabilities. So understanding the process of this Android architecture will help us to identify the vulnerabilities in the architecture. What is resource hijacking? So our topic is resource hijacking. Coming into the topic, resource hijacking occurs when an attacker gains unauthorized access to system resources. So when the attacker, so the unauthorized access to user, which can gain our total access, our total system access, which occurs the which occurs the unauthorized device to take all the access from us. This can include the CPU, memory, network bandwidth, and battery life also. So such hijacking can lead to performance degradation and security risk. So first of all, when the unauthorized access enters into our device, it will lose the security. It will lose all the security of our software, and the performance. The performance also decreases. Mechanism of resource hijacking. Attackers often exploit vulnerabilities in application to hijack resources. Techniques like code injection, malware, and social engineering are commonly used. Understanding these mechanisms helps in developing better defenses. And common attack vectors. Common attack vectors for resource hijacking include unsecured APIs and third-party libraries. So, these common attackers usually enter like the third-party libraries and the unsecured APIs which we download in our Android devices. Uh, Phishing attacks and malicious apps can also serve as entry points. So if we download any unsafe app, or else the malicious app like mentioned before, it will also hijack our software easily. Awareness of these vectors is crucial for developers and users alike. So, getting awareness on the safe and secure authorized apps and other APIs can help the developers to aware, aware and develop more easily. Impact of resource hijacking. Resource hijacking can lead to significant performance issues in affected devices. It may also result in unauthorized data access and privacy violations. So this result in unauthorized data privacy and violations. The overall user experience can be severely compromised due to these attacks. Identifying vulnerable applications. Developers should regularly conduct security assignment on their applications. So the developers which are developing the Android software or any software should majorly like randomly it should check the security assignments and on their applications which we are developing. The developer should progressively should check the assignments, the check the security assignments by not enter by the unauthorized services should not enter. And the tools like static analysis and dynamic testing can help identify vulnerabilities. Keeping software dependencies up to date is essential for reducing risk. So, keeping the software updation up to date, it will improve the security and will reduce the risk of entering the malicious attacks to our software. So, best practices for developers. Implementing secure coding practices can significantly reduce the risk of resource hijacking. So, implementing these secure coding practices on a security system and the security web application, which may reduce the risk of entering the malicious or unauthorized servers by not hijacking our system. So regularly updating application permissions, like giving all the permissions which the application should have the security to maintain the security, and adhering to the principle of least privilege is crucial. Utilizing secure libraries and frameworks can also bolster application securities. So, utilizing the secure libraries, like we have some libraries in the and the frameworks can also bolster application security. So, the user should regularly update the application permissions, and the software updation should be done up to date to provide the better security for the software. And the user awareness and education. Users plays a vital role in network and web security. Especially on mobile devices, these usual educate the users. uh, Actually these users should be educated by the network and web security. They are the they plays a vital role in the mobile devices, especially educating users about the risk of downloading unverified applications is essential. So while downloading any, while downloading any applications, The users need to check twice it is verified or unverified downloading, and the unverified downloading may leads to the hijacking of the software, and uh, uh, the verified downloading will of course maintain the security for the system. Encouraging users to regularly update their devices can help mitigate security threats. So again and again, the user should be encouraged to download or uh, update the devices up to date to mitigate the risk, to decrease the risk of entering or to mitigate the risk of hijacking the software. Monitoring and response strategies. Continuous monitoring of network traffic can help detect unusual activities. Implementing robust incident response strategies can minimize the impact of hijacking. So, implementing the robust incident response strategies. So, by implementing the strategies that can minimize the impact of hijacking. Regular audits and assignments can help in identifying the potential vulnerabilities before exploitation. Role of firewalls in Android security. Firewalls can help monitor and control incoming and outgoing traffic. They serve as a barrier between trusted and untrusted network, enhancing security. Proper configuration of firewalls is essential for effective protection against the resource hijacking of the software. Encryption as a defense mechanism. Utilizing encryption protocols helps secure data transmitted over networks. It protects sensitive information for interception and unauthorized access. Strong encryption standards should be applied to all data exchanges in Android applications. Security updates and patches. Regular security updates and patches are essential for addressing vulnerabilities. Developers should promptly respond to discovered vulnerabilities in their application. Staying informed about the latest security threats is crucial for both users and the developers. Case studies on resource hijacking. Analyzing real world incidents of resource hijacking can provide vulnerable insights. Case studies highlight common weakness and the effectiveness of different security measures. Learning from these incidents can foster better security practices in Android development. Future trends in Android security. The landscape of Android security is constantly evolving with emerging threats. Incorporating AI and the machine learning into security protocol is becoming more common. Understanding future trends can help developers and users prepare for new challenges. Legal and ethical implementations. Uh, Resource hijacking poses serious legal and ethical concerns for developers and users. Compliance with regulations like GDPR and CCPA is essential for data protection. Ethical considerations should guide developers in creating secure applications. Conclusion and the summary of the topic. Direct resource hijacking poses a significant threat to Android security. Both developers and users must remain vigilant and informed about security practices. Continuous improvement and educations are key to mitigating this risk. Thank you, ma'am.